The Jordan River is of symbolic and spiritual significance to many since the Bible says,
River Jordan holds significant biblical importance to millions of people in the world. It was the same river where John the Baptist baptized Jesus, making it a sacred pool for Christians. However, recent reports show that River Jordan has finally dried up, and something terrifying is happening. The question on everyone's mind is, why is the river drying up? And what could this mean for the fate of humanity? Moreover, the Euphrates River, another biblical river, is also drying up, indicating a worrying trend. Please stick with us until the end to learn all about it. The Jordan River has played a significant role in the history and culture of the Middle East for thousands of years. The river is mentioned numerous times in religious texts, including the Bible and the Quran. It is considered a sacred pool by many. It is a vital waterway for the people of Israel, Jordan, and Palestine. Unfortunately, something terrifying happened that made River Jordan dry up. Over the past century, the flow of the Jordan River has reduced to a mere trickle, threatening the livelihoods of millions of people and the ecosystem that depends on it. The situation faced by the Jordan River is common. Rivers such as the Euphrates in the Middle East, the Yangtze in China, and the Danube in Europe are also encountering similar situations. These rivers, vital water sources for agriculture, industry, and energy production, are facing issues such as pollution, climate change, and overuse, leading to a depletion of water resources. This mighty river is where John the Baptist baptized Jesus. For millions of believers, it's a place of unparalleled spiritual foundation in the Christian faith. But the Jordan River is not just a site of religious importance. It's also a crucial part of the cultural and historical identity of the region. Some years back, the River Jordan played a key role in the history of the Middle East for millennia, from the rise and fall of empires to the birth of great civilizations. It has also been a source of inspiration for artists, poets, and musicians throughout history, with its iconic blue waters and surrounding landscapes capturing the imagination of countless people across the ages. For the people of Jordan and its neighboring countries, the Jordan River is more than just a cultural icon. It's a critical resource that sustains aquatic lives in Jordan, providing vital water supplies for millions of people. The river is a lifeline for the region, and its preservation is crucial for its prosperity and people. The river provides water for irrigation, which is essential for growing crops, particularly in areas where rainfall is scarce or irregular. The availability of water from the Jordan River has enabled the development of large-scale agriculture, which has helped to feed the region's growing population. Many different crops are grown along the banks of the Jordan River, including wheat, barley, olives, dates, citrus fruits, and vegetables. These crops provide not only food for the people of the region, but also contribute to the local economy through exports. Irrigation is a critical factor in agriculture along the Jordan River, and farmers used various methods to irrigate their crops. One of the most common methods is flood irrigation, where fields are flooded with river water or canals to irrigate crops. Another method of irrigation used along the Jordan River is drip irrigation, which involves applying water directly to the roots of the plants. This method is more efficient and can reduce water usage by up to 60% compared to flood irrigation. Water availability from the Jordan River has also led to the development of hydroponic farming, which is becoming increasingly popular in the region. Hydroponic farming involves growing crops in a soil-free system using nutrient-rich water by circulating water through the plant's roots. This method uses less water than traditional farming and can produce higher yields and better quality crops. The drying of the Jordan River, a tale of conflicts, dams, and human actions. Imagine a strange phenomenon drying up the Jordan River without any single drop of water. This is the harsh reality that millions of people in Jordan, Israel, and Palestine face today. What could have caused this terrifying event? The Jordan River, once a symbol of life and prosperity for the people of the Middle East, has finally dried up, leaving behind a trail of ecological and human devastation. But what are the reasons behind this phenomenon? Why is a river flowing for thousands of years now struggling to sustain life in the region? The struggle to control the river's water resources has led to a severe water shortage in the region, affecting the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on the river for survival. The situation worsens because countries surrounding the river have different water management policies, leading to further disputes over water allocation. Syria, one of the countries surrounding the Jordan River, has been diverting large amounts of water from the Yarmouk River, one of Jordan's main tributaries, for its own agricultural and domestic use. To do this, Syria has built a series of dams and irrigation systems along the river, drastically reducing the water flowing downstream to Jordan and Israel. To make matters worse, Syria has suffered from a severe drought in recent years, further depleting the river's water resources. This combination of poor water management policies and natural disasters has caused the Yarmouk River to dry up completely in some areas, with only a barren wasteland of cracked mud and dust left. The consequences of Syria's actions are dire. The lack of water led to a severe shortage in the region, affecting the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on the river for survival. Farmers cannot grow crops, and communities need help accessing clean drinking water. Once a symbol of life and prosperity, the Jordan River has become a ghost of its former self. The issue of water management policies in the region is complex and multifaceted, and the situation in Syria is just one example of how these policies have contributed to the drying up of the Jordan River. However, Israel's actions in building a dam at the Sea of Galilee have also impacted the river's flow. The Sea of Galilee, Lake Kinneret, is a freshwater lake in northern Israel. It is the largest freshwater lake in Israel and is fed by several rivers, including the Jordan River. In 1953, Israel constructed a dam at the southern end of the Sea of Galilee to provide water for irrigation and drinking. The dam diverts more than 50% of the water that is supposed to flow into the Jordan River, reducing its flow and contributing to its gradual drying up. Let's talk about the people of Jordan who live along the banks of the Jordan River and depend on it for their daily needs. They have relied on this river for centuries for irrigation, drinking water, and their crops and livestock sustenance. However, in recent decades, their actions have contributed to the drying up of the river. One of the biggest problems is the over-extraction of water from the river for agriculture and domestic use. Farmers and households pump water directly from the river without any regulation or control, significantly reducing the river's water level. In some areas, the river has become nothing more than a small stream that can barely support the needs of local communities. Another issue is the pollution caused by untreated wastewater, industrial waste, and agricultural runoff. These contaminants are dumped into the river, leading to a degradation of water quality and harming the river's ecosystem. This has affected the biodiversity of the river and the surrounding areas, threatening the survival of many species of plants and animals. Let's not forget the ongoing refugee crisis in the Middle East. The Syrian conflict began in 2011 and has forced millions of people to flee their homes and seek refuge in neighboring countries, including Jordan. This has resulted in a huge strain on the country's resources, including water. According to reports, the population of Jordan has doubled since the Syrian conflict began, with over 750,000 Syrian refugees currently living in the country. With such a massive increase in population, the water demand has also increased significantly, putting a strain on the already limited water resources in the region. Many refugees live in camps that lack proper water and sanitation facilities, contaminating nearby water sources, including the Jordan River. In addition, the camps require a significant amount of water for cooking, cleaning, and sanitation purposes, further depleting the river's resources. The influx of refugees has also increased agricultural activity in the region. Many refugees rely on subsistence farming to feed and sell farm produce to financially support themselves. However, this has further depleted the Jordan River's water resources, as farmers divert large amounts of water for irrigation. There are other factors contributing to the drying up of the Jordan River, such as the high birth rate in the region, which has led to an increase in demand for water. This has put pressure on the river and its tributaries, leading to the overuse and depletion of water resources. In addition, human actions such as pollution and overfishing have also contributed to the degradation of the river's content. Using fertilizers and pesticides in agriculture has increased pollution levels in the river, making it unsuitable for human consumption and harming aquatic life. Furthermore, global warming has also played a role in the drying up the Jordan River. As temperatures rise, rainfall patterns change, and the region has been experiencing a prolonged drought. This has led to a reduction in the river's flow and further depletion of its water resources. Additionally, human actions such as over-extraction of groundwater, deforestation, and land use changes have also played a significant role in the drying up the Jordan River. The demand for water resources has increased dramatically over the years, particularly in areas with high population growth rates like Jordan. With a high birth rate and limited water resources, Jordanians have resorted to drilling wells and pumping groundwater to meet their needs, resulting in the depletion of underground water reserves. Furthermore, the deforestation of hillsides and mountain slopes has increased the rate of soil erosion, causing sediments to accumulate in the river and reducing its water-carrying capacity. Land use changes, such as converting agricultural lands into urban areas, have also reduced the amount of water that can be absorbed by the soil and replenished the groundwater reserves. Global warming and climate change have also contributed to the drying up of the Jordan River. Climate change has led to more frequent and severe droughts in the Middle East, reducing the amount of water that flows into the river. The warmer temperatures also increase the evaporation rate from the river and surrounding soil, further depleting the water resources in the area. Fossil fuels, such as coal, oil, and gas, are the primary energy sources for most industries and transportation systems. When these fuels are burned, they release carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat from the sun, leading to a gradual increase in global temperatures. Climate patterns change as the temperatures rise, leading to droughts and other extreme weather conditions. The East is particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change, with the region already experiencing some of the hottest and driest conditions in the world. The Jordan River, which flows through several countries in the region, has been hit hard by this changing climate. The river's water level has dropped by more than 90% in recent years, leading to severe water shortages and environmental degradation. One of the main factors contributing to the drying of the Jordan River is the overuse of its water resources. The river has been diverted and pumped dry with increasing demand from growing populations and expanding industries. However, burning fossil fuels has compounded this problem, exacerbating the effects of overuse. The higher temperatures also lead to more evapotranspiration from the vegetation around the river, which reduces the amount of water available for the river. In addition, warmer temperatures can change the timing and patterns of rainfall, reducing the amount of water that flows into the river. The drying of the Jordan River has severely impacted the people and ecosystems that rely on it. The river is a critical water source for agriculture, industry, and domestic use. Millions of people depend on it for their daily needs. With the water levels dropping, many communities face severe water shortages, leading to increased competition and conflicts over water resources. The environmental impacts of the drying river are also significant. The river's once rich ecosystems, which supported many plant and animal species, have been severely degraded. Wetlands, which provide critical habitat for migratory birds and other wildlife, have dried up, leading to a decline in biodiversity. In addition, the river's reduced flow has led to increased pollution, as pollutants become more concentrated in the smaller amounts of water remaining. Another major reason for this terrifying phenomenon is the natural geological characteristics of the Jordan River. The Jordan River flows through a unique geological formation called the Jordan Rift Valley. The Rift Valley is a long, narrow depression in the Earth's crust created by separating tectonic plates. The Jordan Rift Valley is part of the larger Great Rift Valley that stretches from Syria to Mozambique. It is one of the most geologically active regions on Earth. The Jordan Rift Valley is characterized by a series of geological features that affect the water flow of the Jordan River. One of the most significant features is the Dead Sea Transform Fault. This major geological fault runs along the length of the valley. The Dead Sea Transform Fault is the boundary between the African and Arabian tectonic plates. It is responsible for much of the seismic activity in the region. The Dead Sea Transform Fault has a major impact on the Jordan River because it creates a series of basins and depressions that trap water and prevent it from flowing downstream. These basins and depressions are called pull-apart basins and are created when the fault's two sides move in opposite directions. As the plates move, the rock is stretched and fractured, creating a series of steps or terraces that trap water and prevent it from flowing downstream. Another feature of the Jordan Rift Valley that affects the Jordan River's water flow is the region's high degree of subsidence. Subsidence is sinking the Earth's surface, a common feature of rift valleys. The subsidence in the Jordan Rift Valley is caused by the stretching and fracturing of the Earth's crust, which creates voids and spaces that fill with water. The subsidence in the Jordan Rift Valley affects the water flow of the Jordan River in several ways. First, it creates a series of sinkholes and depressions that trap water and prevents it from flowing downstream. These sinkholes and depressions can be seen throughout the Jordan Valley, and they are a significant hazard to people and infrastructure in the region. Second, subsidence in the Jordan Rift Valley affects the groundwater recharge of the Jordan River. Groundwater recharge is when water seeps into the ground and replenishes the aquifer. The aquifer is a critical source of water for the Jordan River. The subsidence in the Jordan Rift Valley reduces the amount of water that can seep into the ground and recharge the aquifer. Finally, subsidence in the Jordan Rift Valley affects the water flow of the Jordan River by causing changes in the river's course. The river's course constantly shifts due to the subsidence and fracturing of the Earth's crust, creating new channels and redirecting the water flow. In addition to the pull-apart basins and subsidence, another geological feature of the Jordan Rift Valley that affects the water flow of the Jordan River is erosion. Erosion is the process by which water and wind wear away the Earth's surface, and it causes changes in the landscape over time. In the Jordan Rift Valley, erosion has significantly shaped the river's course and affected water flow. The Jordan River flows through a series of narrow canyons and gorges, which have been carved out of the rock over millions of years. These canyons and gorges are often deep and narrow, with steep walls that make it difficult for water to flow through them. As a result, the Jordan River experiences significant bottlenecks, where the water flow is constricted and slowed down. The erosion of the Jordan Rift Valley has also created a series of alluvial fans, which are cone-shaped deposits of sediment that form at the base of mountains and hills. These alluvial fans are created by the deposition of sediment carried by the water as it flows downstream. Over time, the sediment builds up, creating a barrier that prevents the water from flowing further downstream, causing the river to dry up. Water is a precious resource for man, and the situation with the Jordan River is a stark reminder of how quickly water can fry up if the situation is not controlled. The solutions to this problem are multifaceted, but one thing is clear. The countries surrounding the Jordan River must take immediate action to ensure that this vital waterway stays intact. Some suggested the countries must stop diverting water flow into the river. They should let the river return to running its natural course and allow the water to flow freely. Additionally, they should work on letting water flow from the Yarmouk River into the Jordan River. This will help to replenish the water levels and restore some of the river's natural flow. Governments should also invest in deep water exploration and work on digging wells to access underground water sources. This will help provide alternative water sources for agricultural and domestic use, reducing dependence on the Jordan River. In addition, countries must address the issue of high birth rates and work to reduce water demand. It's still possible to take action and save the Jordan River. With the cooperation and efforts of all the countries involved, we can ensure that this vital waterway continues to flow for generations to come. The time to act is now, and the future of the river and the people who depend on it depends on our actions. And that's a wrap for this captivating topic. What are your thoughts on the current situation of the Jordan River? Let us know in the comments section below. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow for more updates. Thank you for watching till the end.